नहमदु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम. Today is our first lab related to CCNA 200-301 examination, and this lab is basically the introduction to Cisco Packet Tracer software. As you can see on my desktop, that this is the Cisco Packet Tracer student software that I have downloaded. It is a freeware and you can download it from web resource free of cost. At present I have downloaded the 6.2 SV. 6.2 SV stands for student version, and this software helps you in developing your labs related to the CCNA examination, and you can have hands-on practice by using this software. Also there are advanced version of this software, that is Cisco Packet Tracer 7, and in that version you have the different aspects related to Internet of Things and further advanced topics also. But if you want to study CCNA and want to practice the labs of CCNA, then minimum you should have the student version 6.2 SV. 6.2 student version. So now I want to describe to you the different aspects of this software. As I have told you that you can download this software free of cost from any web resource, and at present I am now going to start this software. This is the Cisco Packet Tracer student software. And this is its GUI. And now I am going to introduce the software's different aspects to you. What can be the different scenarios that you can develop in this software. As you can see from the top, we have the usual file, edit and options field, and view field, tools, extension, help. And basically if you want to develop any scenario, then what you have to do is to select devices from this corner. And you can see from this corner that we have our routers, then we have switches, and then we have the hubs and wireless devices, and we have the connections, then we have end devices and servers, security, WAN emulation, custom made devices, multi-user connection, etc. and etc. So I will now be clicking on the router symbol, and then you can see over here that we have different types of routers. You can select any router from these, and at a minimum what you can do is to select 2811 router for your CCN examination, because this 2811 router is ISR. ISR stands for Integrated Services Router. So this is the minimum requirement that you should be using this type of router 2811 for your CCN examination. And for advanced you have the 2901, then 2911, then you have generic empty router in which you can customize it according to your needs. So basically this is our router, and now I am going to connect with it another router. So I am again taking a 2811 router, and this is our 2811 router. And after these two routers have been selected, now I am double clicking on this router, and there you have the different physical components related to the router that you can add. All these are modules. Basically 2811 is a modular router. What is a modular router? A modular router is a router in which you can customize the router according to your needs. You can add the different modules that have been placed over here. So if you don't place any module, then you can simply use the wick cover. Wick cover is basically to cover these slots that are at present open in front of you. Basically when you purchase a 2811 or 2801 router, then you have this wick cover attached to your expansion slots. So at these expansion slots, if you want to make some WAN connection, some serial connection, then you can choose VIC 2T. This is WAN interface card. 2T means two ports are over there. So you can see over here, this is the description of this port. The dual serial WAN interface card features Cisco new WAN ports, etc, etc. So you select module from here and the description will be over there. Okay, so this is also your where there is an FE written, then FE means fast Ethernet, and FX means fiber port. Okay, so this is also your fast Ethernet port, and you can see over there that you have two fast Ethernet ports, two LAN ports in it. So basically these are the modules that you can use to as an add-on to your 2811 router, and this is the start and stop button. You can press this button and this will turn off your router, and you can press it again to turn on your router. Basically this is the USB, this is the flash drive, and this flash drive contains your internetwork operating system. This is your console port and this is your auxiliary port. These are all basically symbolic. Only you have this start and stop button working over here. All these are basically symbolic, and these are the two fast Ethernet ports that have been provided in the 2811 router. So when you select any router, then you can view that router by double clicking on it, and you can see how this router looks like. And this is its configuration tab, and its configuration tab, you can see that you have two interfaces, fast Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1, because these interfaces are available for data trafficking. And then you have the CLI. CLI stands for command line interface. Basically this command line interface provides you an interface to configure your router. And when you talk about the real router, then you can not simply double click on that router and then go into CLI. So in case of packet tracer, what you have to do, if you want a real simulation, a very real simulation, then what you have to do is to just select an end device. Let's say I am selecting this laptop, and then I am connecting this laptop through the help of this console cable. This blue cable is the console cable. You can find the cables from this tab, and these are the different types of cables over here. Okay, so I am selecting this console cable, and then I am attaching my laptop RS232 means serial port to our router's console port. So this is the connection, console connection that we have established, and by the help of this connection we can configure our router. But this connection cannot allow the laptop to send its LAN traffic to the router, all because we have also you have seen that we have connected this cable over the RS232 port, not at the fast Ethernet port. The fast Ethernet port is still empty, while the RS23 port, the 232 port, that is the serial port, is connected to the router, so that the router may be configured via this laptop. Now what you have to do is to just double click on this laptop and then go to its desktop. So now we have gone to the desktop, and after going to the desktop, then you have to enter into the command prompt, and this is your command prompt, DOS prompt. Oh sorry, not the DOS prompt. You have to go to the terminal. After going into the terminal, then you have to click OK, and look, we are here in the CLI of our router. So basically this is the now CLI of our router, and this CLI can also be directly accessed by just double clicking on the router and going into its CLI. So this is also the CLI of the router, the same. If we type any command over here, let's say I am typing the command enable, and then you can see that the prompt has changed, and the similar effect you can see over here in the laptop, that the same is working over here. So by the help of this laptop, I have made my console connection, CLI connection to the router, and now I can configure my router through this port. So this is the way to connect any networking device. You can also use it to connect switch to your console port of the PC. This is our 2960 switch, and I am attaching this switch now. Sorry, I have to just double click it, and this is now connected to the switch console port. We have also the switch console port, and the switch console port is at the top of the list. You can see over here, this is the console port of the switch, and now I have connected this switch to my laptop's COM port, and now I will be entering again. I am closing this connection, and then I am again entering into the CLI of my switch by using the terminal, just like I did for my router. So this is the now the CLI of our switch. So this is the way to connect to devices, network devices, in order to configure them via console port. Now what about the connection between the routers? If you want to connect these two routers via LAN port, then what you have to do is to use a crossover cable. In the upcoming theory lectures, I will be telling about the cabling types. So in order to connect two similar devices, these two are routers, then you have to use the copper crossover cable. So I am just clicking over here, and then fast Ethernet 0/0 of this router is connected to the fast Ethernet 0/0 of the other router. Basically this connection is still closed because I haven't configured the fast Ethernet interfaces of the two routers. By configuration I mean that I haven't turned on these two ports, and also I haven't provided any IP address to these ports. So that's the reason why these two ports are appearing as red. When I configure my router and I configure its ports, then these ports will be up and they will be blinking as green ports. Okay, so this is the way to connect two routers together. If you don't have any crossover cable, then what you have to do is to just make use of this switch. Okay, then you have to use straight through cable. Straight through cable is connected to this switch, and then any port of this switch, and then this switch will be connected in turn to this. Oh sorry, this is the crossover cable, we don't want to use it again. This switch will be connected through straight through cable to our router. So this can also be connection between the two routers, but in this connection we have used straight through cables, and straight through cables don't work between two routers. However, straight through cables can be used to connect a router to a switch. This link will work properly if the port of the router is configured. Now what about adding modules to a router? Since I have told you that this router is a modular router, and at the modular router you can add different modules that were shown to you. Again I am going into the physical tab, and then let's say I want to connect these two routers through WAN interface. So for WAN interface we have this VIC2T module. This VIC2T module clearly states that the dual serial port WAN interface card. It has two modules. Now what you have to do is to just turn off your router, and after turning off your router you have to attach this module over here. Before attaching this module, I also want you to have a look on the configuration portion of the router. Here it is said that you don't have any serial interface right now. You have only the fast Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1. But when you attach this port, this module, in our router like this, now just go to the config and just check. Then we have the serial 000 and 001, because this single VIC2T module gives you two WAN interface ports. So these two WAN interface ports are clear over here, serial 000 and serial 001. Similarly, if I attach another port, let's say this is 000 and 001, this is 010 and 011, this is 020, 021, and this is 030, 031. So let's say I am attaching my card over this port, and now turning on the router, and now I went again to my config portion, and there you can see that you have the serial 030 and 031. So the numbering must be remembered that it is basically the 000, the 000 and 001. This is 010, 011, this is 020 and 021, and this is 030, 031. Now my router, this router 0, is now capable of making 4 WAN connections. 4 WAN connections. How? These two ports in one card and these two ports in one card, so it can connect 4 different routers. But this router 1 should also be equipped with the WAN interface card, so I'm just turning off this router also. And then again I have the VIC2T module and I am attaching this VIC2T module over here. So what do you expect? What will we see? There will be 0 1 0 and 0 1 1 ports in our router now. So going into the config tab, and there you have 0 1 0 and 0 1 1. So now it should be clear to you that you have different type of modules available to you in case of router, not in case of switch, because the switch is not a modular switch. So now I want to connect these two routers via the WAN interface card, and for that I will be going again in my connections, and there you have these two connections. Now you have to be very clear about these two connections, how these two connections work. These connections are basically serial DCE and DTE. With the clock you have DCE and without clock you have DTE. So what does the serial cable do? Serial cable is used to connect two routers for WAN interfaces. Okay, so if you have any WAN technology working between two routers, then you have to use the serial cable. So these two interface cables that you are seeing over here, this is the serial DCE cable and this is the serial DTE cable. So basically serial DCE cable is a cable that is designed by Cisco, and it is basically a male connector cable. So if you click on this cable and then you click on this router 0, then you can see that we have these 4 serial ports of this router. So I am selecting serial 000, and if I select this serial 00 and I connect this to the router 1 serial, let's say 010, then you can see by placing your cursor over here, then you can see that we have the serial 000 with the clock sign, while the serial 010 is without the clock sign. Because I used this cable serial DCE and I first clicked on this router 0, so this became the male connector serial port and this became the female connector serial port. Basically the port is the same, but the connection between these two ports, this connection basically contains the male connector, and this connection, the DTE connection, this is the basically the female connector. And similarly, if I take this cable serial DTE and first I click over here, and still we have 3 serial ports remaining, and I click on the 001 and I click over here 011. Now the process will be reversed. Now you can see over here that this port, the original port, is with the clock sign, that the serial 000 is basically the DCE cable, and this is now without clock sign, that is it is the DTE. So for router 01 port is the male connector port and the other port is the female connector port, and vice versa for the router 1. So basically this cable is serial DCE cable. This is used for clock synchronization. The clock rate is provided over that router port to which the serial DCE is attached, and to the other router there is no need for the clock rate for synchronization. Basically these are the synchronous serial connections. So for synchronous serial connections, the clock is produced at this interface, and for this synchronous serial connection the clock will be produced as this interface, because the DC interface data communication equipment and DT interface is the data terminal equipment. So DC port is equipped with the clock for synchronization purpose, otherwise the DTE port isn't. So this is the brief introduction of how you can design our network on Packet Tracer, and after designing the network on Packet Tracer, Then this envelope that you are seeing over here, this is basically the ping test connection. You can place on one router and then place on the other router from source to the destination, and at present it is giving you the message that serial 0 has no router 0 has no function port. The reason is very simple: you haven't provided any configuration on these routers, so these routers are at present without any configuration, and therefore the ping cannot be implemented. So this is used for deleting any item, and these are used for drawing any polygons, etc. And similarly here we have the multi-user connection and the WAN emulation, in which you can sum up different devices together, and these are the security firewalls, etc. Okay, so this is the firewall ASA, the famous firewall for Cisco. And here in the end connection, in the end devices, you have the PCs, and along with PCs you can see that you have the server, and in this server beside the server you have the VoIP devices, the TV, the phone, wireless tablets, etc., etc. So in the Packet Tracer 7 you have multifarious different devices, and the tab is much more comprehensive. But for 6.2 student version, this tab is basically these devices, and this is the server, and I have used this server, and then I am double clicking this server, and you can activate different services in this server. These are the services tab, and here you can see that you can service on the TFTP. Basically it is on, and you can turn it off. This is off now, TFTP server, and you can turn it on again. AAA server, syslog server. I will be dealing with these servers and these configurations in the later on coming labs. So this is the custom interface, this is the desktop of your server, these are the services, these are the configuration and the IP addresses that you can give on this server. This is the physical display of this server. So server is basically a powerful computer machine that can handle different client requests at the same time. Basically it is a computer. And so this sum up our introduction of the Packet Tracer. Hope you will find this video useful. In the next lab, inshallah, we will be dealing with the further topics of the CCNA 200-301 examination. Till then, this is time to say goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.